K-Pop Demon Hunters returns to #1 on Billboard 200 Albums chart. The K-Pop Demon Hunters soundtrack returns to #1 on the Billboard 200 Albums chart, dated October 11th, slaying its second week atop the list, with 102,000 equivalent album units earned, down 2%, in the United States in the week ending October 2nd, according to Luminate. The companion set to the smash Netflix animated film first reached #1 on the September 20 dated list and has been locked inside the top 2 for the last 10 weeks in a Row.5 album's debut inside the top 10 of the latest Billboard 200, led by Doja Cat's Vi at #4. Also arriving in the region, Young Thug's SCUTI at #6, Mariah Carey's Here for It All at #7, Olivia Dean's The Art of Loving at #8 and P1 Harmony's EX at #9. The 5 debuts in the top 10 are the most since the July 26th chart, when there were also 5 debuts. The Billboard 200 chart ranks the most popular albums of the week in the US based on multimetric consumption as measured in equivalent album units, compiled by Luminate. Units comprise album sales, track equivalent albums, TEA, and streaming equivalent albums, C. Each unit equals 1 album sale, or 10 individual tracks sold from an album, or 3,750 ad-supported or 1,250 paid a subscription on-demand official audio and video streams generated by songs from an album. The new October the 11th, 2025 dated chart will be posted in full on Billboard's website on October 7th. For all chart news, follow at Billboard and at Billboard Charts on both X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Of K-Pop Demon Hunters' 102,000 equivalent album units earned in the latest tracking week, C units comprise 84,000, down 9%, equaling 117.48 million on-demand official streams of the set's tracks. It holds at #2 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 16,000, up 56%. It rises 7-4 on top album sales. And TEA units comprise 2,000, down 13%. Morgan Wallen's chart-topping I'm the Problem rises 3-2 on the Billboard 200, 88,000 equivalent album units earned, down 2%, and Cardi B's Am I the Drama? Falls 1-3 in its second week, 83,000, down 58%. Doja Cat captures her 4th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as her latest studio project, Vi, debuts at #4 with 57,000 equivalent album units earned. Of that sum, C units comprise 31,000, equaling 40.62 million on-demand official streams of the set's songs. It debuts at #10 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 26,000, her best sales week ever. It debuts at #3 on top album sales, and TEA units comprise a negligible sum. Vi was preceded by the Billboard Hot 100 hit Jealous Type, which debuted and peaked at #28 on the September 6 dated chart. Sabrina Carpenter's former #1 Man's Best Friend falls 4-5 with 57,000 equivalent album units, down 18%. Young Thug logs his 9th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as SCUTI starts at #6 with 52,000 equivalent album units earned. Of that sum, C units comprise 39,000, equaling 54.3 million on-demand official streams of the songs on the album. It debuts at #5 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 13,000. It debuts at #6 on top album sales, and TEA units comprise a negligible sum. SCUTI was issued in a range of iterations, an 8-song widely available download edition, 12-track CD and vinyl variations. All of the physical versions were exclusively sold in the artist's official web store, and 2 widely available download streaming versions with 20 and 21 tracks, respectively. During release week, there were 5 additional digital versions that dropped that adding assorted bonus material. The artist also had a range of deluxe boxed sets available that contained a copy of the CD and branded clothing. SCUTI was preceded by the Hot 100 hit Money on Money, featuring Future, which debuted and peaked at #39 on the May 10th chart. Mariah Carey achieves her 19th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as Here for It All bows at #7. Carey becomes only the 3rd woman with at least 1 new top 10 charted album in the 1990s, 2000s, 10s and 20s, following Madonna and Shania Twain. Here for It All launches with 47,000 equivalent album units earned in its first week. Of that sum, album sales comprise a little more than 39,000, It debuts at number 1 on top album sales. C units comprise slightly more than 7,000, equaling 9.53 million on-demand official streams of the Sept songs, and TEA units comprise less than 1,000. The album's first week sales were bolstered by its availability across 4 CD variants, 1 signed, 4 vinyl editions, 1 signed, 2 cassettes, and a deluxe digital download album with a bonus track. Here for It All was preceded by the single Type Dangerous, which reached number 95 on the Hot 100, marking Carey's 50th entry, and number 25 on Hot R&B or hip-hop songs. Further, with a 19th top 10 charted album on the Billboard 200, Carey solely has the third most top 10s among women in the history of the chart, since it began publishing on a regular, weekly basis in 1956. She was previously tied with Taylor Swift, with 18. Ahead of them among women are only Barbra Streisand, 34, and Madonna, 23. English singer-songwriter Olivia Dean makes her Billboard 200 debut with her second studio effort, The Art of Loving, which arrives at number 8 with 43,000 equivalent album units earned. Of that sum, C units comprise 32,000, equaling 40.49 million on-demand official streams of the Sept's tracks. It debuts at number 8 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 11,000. It debuts at number 7 on top album sales, and TEA units comprise a negligible sum. The set was available in standard download and streaming editions, a standard CD, a CD variant in premium packaging, and 7 vinyl variants, 1 signed. The Art of Loving was preceded by the surging hit Man I Need, which has hit the top 10 on streaming songs, rising 14 to 8 on the October 4th chart, and climbed the Hot 100, rising 30 to 25 on the October 4th list. Closing out the debuts in the top 10 on the latest Billboard 200 is P1 Harmony's EX, which begins at number 9 with 40,000 equivalent album units earned, marking the first top 10 for the group. Of the 40,000 units earned, album sales comprise just under 39,000, the best sales week for the act. It debuts at number 2 on top album sales. C units comprise 1,000, equaling 2.06 million on-demand streams of the tracks on the project, and TEA units comprise a negligible sum. There are 5 tracks on the effort, 4 different songs, plus a Spanish version of one of the songs. X's first week sales were enhanced by its availability across 17 CD variants and 6 vinyl variants, all containing collectible items inside the packaging, some randomized. Lastly, Bad Bunny's former number 1 debut TIAR Mars FO2S holds at number 10, 39,000, up 25%. Luminate, the independent data provider to the Billboard charts, completes a thorough review of all data submissions used in compiling the weekly chart rankings. Luminate reviews and authenticates data. In partnership with Billboard, data deemed suspicious or unverifiable is removed, using established criteria, before final chart calculations are made and published.